Yeah, for Shay, I'm still doing good. I've been on my own for a little over a year, but before I went to prison, I had to pay, and I was on my own. You know, my brothers was living with me, but they weren't. Before I went to prison, they wasn't bringing nothing to the table. You know, I was taking care of them before I went to prison. But yeah, uh, yeah, I've been living on my own for a little over a year, and I'm trying to get in a case manager at my mental health office to get me in these housing, these 2 bedrooms based on income. I don't know if they're gonna get me in there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're gonna get me in the 2 bedrooms based on income. You know, but yeah, if I get in there, yeah, it's gonna be nice. And then I'm gonna get an ADT security system. You gotta pay a little over 1,500 for the security. For all the cameras on the outside of the building, all the cameras on the inside of the building, all the sensors on the window and the sensors on the front door. Yeah, I said, well, I need top notch security, and they say after you pay 1,500 for all the equipment, it's like anywhere from $25 to $60 a month. I'm like, well, if I'm paying rent based on income, my rent's only gonna be like 2 something to 3 something if it's based on income. So I said I can afford anywhere from $25 to $60 a month. You know what I'm saying? And my internet bill, my internet bill. What else? And my phone bill. I paid $51 for internet, and I paid 35 for my phone. I said I can afford that. I'm gonna get an ADT security system. So somebody run up in there, police gonna be swerve. The alarm gonna go off, and police gonna be on their way. You know, I'm talking about when I leave the crib and I'm out hustling, and go in my food pantry, my soup kitchen, my hygiene banks, and my clothing banks, or wherever I'm out. Like if I'm going to Walgreens to fill my prescription, or going to a doctor's appointment, or the grocery store. No, or if I'm just out, or if I'm just out taking my walk, getting my exercise. Yeah, because some of my old cribs they will break in every time I left, and I had good food in there, and I filled up the fridge. Somebody was breaking in. I don't know who was breaking in, but somebody was breaking in, taking all the food out of my fridge. Well, I know 2 of the people that was doing it, but I think it was more than 2 people doing it. And who knows? It might have been just them 2 people doing it, and the whole time I thought it was the whole neighborhood, and maybe it was just them 2 people that I had in my circle that was doing it the whole time. But I was thinking it was everybody. Yeah. But yeah, I know them 2 people was doing it. But yeah, I'm trying to get in this program. Yeah. So hopefully, yeah. But in my complex, they accused me of stealing the day before yesterday, stealing out the staff room. They accused me. They said a handful of people see me stealing out the staff room, and I told them. I told them no, I never did it. I told her twice, and she kept bugging me. And one of the staff members kept bugging me. She said, so did you do it? I said, I already answered your question twice. I'm not going to answer your question again. I said, she said, I didn't hear you the first 2 times. I'm like, right, she's just trying to poke the beehive. She's trying to poke the beehive and get me to, you know, but, she's trying to poke the bear, thinking the bear not going to do nothing. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing, but you know, she kept poking at me. So I said, I'm not asking. I said, go rewind them cameras. I said, go rewind them cameras. And you go ahead and see. I guarantee the people that stole was a handful of people that said I was in there stealing. Go rewind them cameras and give them the same treatment you was gonna give me. Give them the same treatment y'all was gonna put me out on my butt, cause y'all thought I was in there stealing. Y'all was gonna put me out and evict me cause y'all thought I was in there stealing. But when you catch who was on that camera stealing, give them the same treatment that you was gonna give me. Well, I don't know if they caught who was in there stealing. Now, if they rewound them cameras, they would have caught who was in there stealing. But they wasn't gonna give them the same treatment they give me. They was gonna give them a million chances. Yeah, they was out to get me for some reason, but they give them a million chances. But as soon as they think I messed up once, they getting rid of me. Yeah, but they was gonna give them a million chances. They told me, "Oh no, it's not. It don't have to come to that. We're not gonna put nobody out over this. We were just asking if it was you. Y'all was gonna put me out, but now all of a sudden, oh, it don't have to come to that. We're not gonna put nobody out over this. Yeah." And also, and when I told her go rewind them cameras, well, I told her go rewind them cameras, and you'll see who was in there stealing. She's like, Oliver, so I'm gonna see you on the cameras. That's why you tell me to go rewind the cameras. I said, no, you're not gonna see me on the cameras, cause I wasn't in there stealing. She said, all right, Oliver, we gonna see. I'm like, yeah, go rewind them. I said, you got me messed up. I don't steal stuff. I ain't never stole nothing from nobody at this complex, or nobody that work at this complex, nobody that live at this complex. All of a sudden, you gonna approach me on this BS. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they for some reason they was out to get me. Yeah.